Good morning, everybody. Still got a lot going on Wake Up With Al.
That's right. I'm Stephanie Abrams alongside Al Roker live in New York. Now, Dorian is our fourth named system of the year. Typically, by August 1st, we only have two. So we're actually ahead of the game.
But we don't need it to be a tropical degrees. 82. Wow, 33 in Saranac Lake.
33 in Saranac Lake. We are 1 degree above freezing. Now, if you notice, it's partly cloudy. We were mostly cloudy our last observation. And so Brandon, our weather producer, mentioned, which he made a very good point, we're not seeing a ton of radiational cooling. If we had clear skies, that temperature could drop even more because all the heat that the ground collects, that would be radiated out into the atmosphere. But when you have clouds, it acts like a blanket and it keeps the temperatures a little bit warmer. So you can imagine if we had clear skies, what we could drop to. I'm like, can you imagine if we had clear skies? So otherwise, we have temperatures into the 40s here from Watertown on into Mount Washington. And as we zoom wider out, it's in the 60s as we look down the 95 corridor. This is much cooler than average. Even into places like Detroit, we're waking up 10 degrees below average. And it's going to continue to stay on the cool side for us from the Midwest on into the Northeast. Al was showing you that jet stream taking a dip. Now, the low pressure he was mentioning is forming on this cold front that goes from the Atlantic back into North Carolina. Along this cold front, we have a low pressure, and that is actually going to spin and take off by itself. It's kind of like a Kit Kat bar. It's just going to break off from that front, and it's going to move up the coast. It's going to stay offshore mainly until we get into New England as we head into our Friday. That's when I was mentioning the heavier rain for you. New York, yes, you might see a few showers, but look at the heavier rain here in our forecast. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. This is through Thursday evening, then gets into Maine. But with this low, a counterclockwise spin is going to keep throwing that water into New England. So we will still see those showers heading out into Cape Cod as well, and it will be clearing out. Into Florida, we do have a little bit of rain, perhaps around the Orlando area. Tampa, also on the northern suburbs of Tampa, you're seeing the showers that drive along I-4. If you're waking up early to do it from Tampa to Orlando or the other way, it's going to be a stormy one, and there's a lot of lightning. Wow. So it's going to be a bright ride as well. We want to bring you up to speed with our weather headlines this morning, starting with a state of emergency for Oklahoma. Florida, it's flooding in the Panhandle. That's why their state's governor. And now we have new information on a balloon ride that turned into a crash. Nightmarish boat ride crash. Wow.
A lot going on in the tropics. You got Flossie that's moving to the west. We've got that area to the east of Bermuda, and Dorian. Yeah, Dorian already causing the orange juice futures to spike in Florida because Dorian is headed that way-ish right now. You're headed that way. I'm going to head this way. Way near Puerto Rico and Cuba, so we're going to continue to watch this. Carl Parker will update us coming up, along with his doublemint twin, Mike Bettis. That'll be pretty cool. Let's check out our top news stories. Alex Witt is joining us again from MSNBC. Good morning again, Alex.
Back to you
Actually,
guys.
All three names have a significant tie to the throne, I believe.
Very nice. All right, Alex, thanks so much. Still ahead on Wake Up With Al. I want to get you on your way this morning.
We're going to let you know.
Find out what's happening with this cool weather in the Midwest with Mr. Bettis. Yeah. Mike, thank you so much. 44 past the hour. Finding the perfect workout gear, snacks, and everything you need for that workout that's healthy for the environment is getting a lot easier. Associate Editor for Men's Health, Clint Carter. Clint, thanks for being back with us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Let's first start off with greening your workout. How do you just do that?
Well, the workouts are sort of green and than just running on a treadmill.
All right, let's talk clothing here, and all this stuff is really light.
Right, and that's the thing. It's great, and it still wicks. It's breathable. It's got sun protection. Patagonia doing something very similar.
Workout shoes going into the recycle business.
Are these Newtons?
Yeah, Newtons, and they're fantastic. They're great shoes.
I didn't realize that they were environmentally friendly.
Use that.
Even the bag you carry?
Yes, so the gym bag, all recycled water bottles right here. Put all your green gear inside it, and you've got
so many of them.
Yeah, I mean, we throw away 80 billion a year, so it's good to make use of them.
How about your snacks?
In there, both environmentally friendly. So we've got Pro Bars here, which it's great because they label right on the bar what it's for. So you've got core for building muscle, meal bars. Nothing better you can do than buying local, sustainable food. It's great for the environment.
Clint, thank you so much.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
Still ahead, your tropical update coming up on Wake Up With Al. But first, take a look at Friday's train forecast for the plaza.
Sorry, I was just excited. You know, I love trains. 67 degrees, just beautiful weather for this concert.
Absolutely. 67, D.C., 83 degrees. But here we go with that coastal low.
Right, so first we want to talk about the rain, then I'm going to focus in again on those temperatures that I was just mentioning. We have a front, a cold front that is laying from the Atlantic down towards the Carolinas. Now along this front we have a low pressure that is going to spin up the coast and bring us some rain along the 95 corridor. New England, it looks like we'll see the heaviest of rain today as we head into tomorrow. So it's kind of just this mass of clouds and showers. Follow the timeline here as we head through the day today, and you can see the clouds and the showers. It mainly stays offshore but slams right into places like Connecticut, Rhode Island, also into Massachusetts, and then as we head deeper into our Friday, that's when it gets into Maine. But as you can see, it stays very wet here throughout the eastern portions of New England. So that's what we're going to deal with weather-wise. These temperatures are blowing my mind. 33 degrees.
Blowing your mind?
Yes, it is late July. I hope you have something to clean up the mess with. 33 degrees here in Saranac Lake, Buffalo in the 50s, in the 60s. Hoda Kotb was twittering about walking outside, and she hashtag where's my sweater because it's so chilly outside. It is cool, and it is going to stay cool. We don't have any heat that will be approaching us in the next several days. Down into Florida, we do have some thunderstorms just north of Tampa moving over towards the Orlando area. I know it's hard to get the kids to go to sleep when they are in Central Florida with all the different theme parks, Al. So people might be up early and saying, oh no, it's going to rain. But, you know, they don't close all the rides, even though there are showers there. But
so if there's lightning, they shut them down.
Lightning is when we run into the problems. Tampa could have the rain through the day today.
All right, well, Philadelphia was another city swamped with rain this week, over 3 inches on Tuesday alone.
And that rain caused a summer swim for recent high school graduates to turn tragic late that night.
Rosemary Connors from WCAU has the story. Wow. And you look at this right here, flood stage is minor flood stage is at 9 feet, and they were only at 5.9.
That was on Tuesday, but as you can see, the water is going to go down, and survivor Nick Lawrence remains hopeful his friends will be found.
All right, well, let's get caught up on what's going on this, but again, we are going to have to continue to watch it. It's got a lot to overcome.
It's already caused a spike in orange futures.
Yeah, people
already
looking for an excuse to charge more money.
All right, let's go traveling now with Maria LaRosa and find out where we will have the trouble spot.
Maria, thanks. Coming up on 7 past the hour, still ahead, the threat for severe weather returning to the Midwest.
We're going to see high winds, even damaging winds and hail.
All right, well, we are less than 2 minutes away from Alex Witt and MSNBC headlines.
Let's go to Mike Bettis, who has an opinion or two on mining practices and stuff. Bettis.
Right. The hour. Let's get caught up on those news headlines.
Alex Witt is joining us from MSNBC. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning to you. We have
all good.
Alex, thank you so much. Still ahead on Wake Up with Al. Bees, fires, coyotes. Oh my, we're going to talk about the travel trouble story coming up next.
And imagine this: instead of paying the electric company every month, they pay you. I like that setup. It's happening in New York right now.
That's right. These are called net zero homes because the owners are paying zip to the electric company each month.
It's time now to hit the tropics, and we are going to check in with our hurricane specialist, Carl Parker, who's been looking at all the models. And Carl, it seems the models are in pretty good agreement taking this thing towards the Caribbean. Growing up in Florida, you learn how to do a solid cannonball because you have to. You actually have competitions growing up in Florida on who can do the best cannonball. Anyhow, today in Weather and Play, the best of the best in the surfing community take to the waves off Southern California this week. The swells are expected to gradually increase over the next few days. Here's a look. It'll be a good time. At 10 past the hour, the last outing for 3 friends takes a tragic turn. 2 teens are missing, and searchers are trying to find them after they tried to go for a swim in a rain-swollen creek near Philadelphia 2 minutes from now. The push to find any signs of the teens. But first, we are going to head to the tropics with Mike and Carl.